Is it necessary to know the key of a song in order to write a song? Technically, no. But is it useful? Absolutely. When you're in the studio recording and someone asks you for the right key.
Right, but like, what key are you in?
When you collaborate with other musicians. Or if you just want to transpose your song to another key. You need to know how to find the key. But even more important than all of those examples, it'll help you better understand what chords you can work with so that you're not just fumbling around on your keyboard or guitar looking for the right chords. So, with all that said, let's find some keys. Let's start with the basics. What is a key? Well, according to the Harvard Dictionary of Music, 4th edition, a key is the pitch relationship that establishes a single pitch as a tonal center or tonic with respect to which the remaining pitches have subordinate functions. So, a key is a title that indicates which notes you'll be using in a given piece of music.
A key is a title that indicates which notes you'll be using in a given piece of music.
And in this graphic, you will see all the keys that we are working with. Alright, well, that was easy. Now that we've found this graphic of all the keys, we found the keys. So, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's episode, make sure No. Now that we have this graphic, we have to pair the keys to a specific melody that we are working with. Oh. Well, it's getting kind of crowded. Do you mind if we move on to the next segment? I thought you'd never ask. All right, wait. Do you mind if I do it? I mean, sure, go for it. Awesome. So now that I have all this information up here in this list, let me just go over a few things. As you can see, each key is associated with a certain number of sharps and flats. Now those are the black keys on the piano or the notes that the basses always get wrong in choir rehearsal. Just kidding, I love my basses. Anyway, you may also notice that for each major key, there's also a minor key that shares the same number of sharps and flats indicated on the inside of the circle. So let's spend some time starting with a melody and trying to figure out what key it's in. I'm gonna play a melody and you tell me if you think it's happy or sad. I think it sounds pretty happy. But what does this mean? Generally speaking, it means that it's in a major key, or at least the melody that we played is major. Basic rule of thumb, happy is major, sad is minor. Cool, let's move on. Since we know that the melody we just heard is in a major key, we can ignore the inner portion of the circle. Now let's take a deeper look into the keys and see what each is composed of. As you can see, each key is made up of a series of 7 notes. Now, while you're writing a song, you can obviously stray from the notes in the key to make unique sounds and colors, but we'll just stick to these for now. So let's look at the notes we are using in our melody. We have G, A, B, C, F sharp, E, D. Now, if we look at the different keys, we can see that there's actually only one key that works. G major. And we can test this by looking at the other closely related keys like D major, but even in that we see that there is a C sharp, and we had C natural. So we found our key. Yeah! Since we know that we are in G major, we can further test this by adding a G major chord at the beginning and end of the melody just to see if it fits. Sounds good to me. And this leads me to the most important topic that I wanted to share with you today, which is finding home. No, I don't mean the place that you've been stuck in quarantine for the majority of 2020. Home is a feeling of solidity and completeness. It's a place in the music where it doesn't have a desire to move on to something else. Let me show you what I mean. I'm gonna play the melody again and change something at the very end, and you tell me if you think it sounds complete. That doesn't sound finished, right? It sounds like it should end here. And that's because there are these innate rules in music that help drive the arrangement and dictate what is correct and natural sounding to our ears. The whole reason we have keys and scales in general is because of how natural the distance between those pitches feel. Before I wrap things up, I just wanted to leave you with a few helpful tools that will help you understand how to find the right key. A good indicator as to what key you're working in could possibly be the first note that you're starting with. And this doesn't happen every time, obviously, but if you're looking for a place to start, this could help. Which leads me to my next tip, which is simply to test different keys. I mean, if you're working in a song and something doesn't sound right, that could be a good indicator that you're working in the wrong key. And finally, as I mentioned before, listen for home. If you get anything out of this video, it's this point. It'll help you so much if you just listen for that solidity and completeness. To make things a little easier for you, I included all the graphics I used in this episode in the bio, so feel free to check that out. And be sure to check out the next video, which is on finding the right chord progressions. All right, that is all I had for you today, but know that I'm always here to encourage you and strongly believe that anything that pops into your head is worthy of becoming the next greatest hit. If you enjoyed today's episode and maybe got something out of it, make sure to subscribe for more helpful music tips. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Is it necessary to know the key of a song in order to write a song?
I broke it.
Oh, I have broken this before. Well, let's hope that first one